Today, Elise and I have the chance to talk with Debbie Stirling. She's the founder and CEO of GoldieBlox, and I've been so inspired by her story. I'm excited to talk to her.
So am I. It seems like all the people we talk to are amazing.
GoldieBlox has a mission of helping girls get introduced to and get to play with STEM toys. And STEM is a focus on science, technology, engineering, and math.
I love that because you can play while learning. It's an amazing thing because I personally love science and it's awesome.
Welcome to J House, where we interview people we admire who have developed skills and created cool things.
We want to learn from their experiences to inspire us in our lives.
Hello.
Hi.
This is Elise. She's my 10-year-old daughter.
Hi.
This is Debbie.
Hi, Elise. It's so nice
Debbie.
to meet you.
Congratulations on the new baby. How exciting.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
So little Oscar was born a little over a month ago. How's this last month been?
Well, it's been insane, as you know, with a newborn. We're now kind of getting into a pretty good place. He slept 9 hours straight the other night.
Whoa.
So
That's a big deal because that first month, that does not happen very often. So congratulations.
no, it doesn't. No. So we're so relieved.
What's been your favorite part about making GoldieBlox?
I love the creativity and inventing something that has never existed before that could really make an impact. And so the idea of taking an idea that you have in your head, drawing sketches, prototyping, to then getting to see the final finished product that you get to hold in your hands that you invented, and then being able to give it to a kid and watch them play with it and enjoy it and have fun with it and laugh and learn is there's nothing like it. And it's so cool now because my son, who will be turning 4 soon, is just getting old enough now to actually start playing with GoldieBlox. And that's been really cool to be able to kind of pass that down to my own kids.
Elise had the chance to build and play the zip line. What was your experience with that, Elise? What did you think about it?
I really loved it. Once I made it, I felt like I was proud of myself because I made something that actually worked. So, yeah.
That makes me so happy to hear. I think that that's really the goal with everything that we do, is that you would have an experience where you would make something and and it might, at points, it might be a little bit tricky, but once you figure it out and you get it going, that you feel that pride of accomplishment, and that you want to brag to your friends, your parents, look what I made. Yeah, I'm so happy to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
We've heard before that the dunk tank is one of your favorite toys. Why do you like that one so much?
Engineering can actually be really fun, and that's what we try to infuse in all of our toys. But it's hard to do. And I think that with the dunk tank, when we were prototyping that toy, we started playing with it, and we were all just having a blast. I mean, we couldn't stop, and we were playing with it for hours and laughing and having the best time. And that's how you know you have a good product, or a good toy anyway, is when you're having so much fun playing with it. And I know that sounds so obvious, but it's not always the case. There's so many products that come to market that just, in the toy category, that are just not fun, especially ones that are trying to be educational. So if you have something that's educational and really fun, you've got a good one.
So initially, people in the industry of toy making told you that your idea wasn't good. You had this idea of bringing STEM toys to girls, and they said, no, girls want princesses and pink stuff. And it isn't that long after those conversations that you have a successful Kickstarter, and then you win 2 of the biggest awards in toys. I mean, these awards typically would go to the Mattel and Hasbro and big companies, and you win the most, the best educational toy of the year and other awards. What was that like for you going through that experience of seeing that there was actually that need and that people were supporting the ideas that you had dreamt up initially?
Yeah, I gotta say, it was a pretty low point for me after I had quit my job. I'm almost out of my life savings. I had this prototype that I really believed in, and I take it to the toy fair, and everybody there is just sort of looking at me with pity and telling me that it's never going to work. I mean, it was at that point, just like, oh my gosh, am I crazy? Like, am I just like living in my own bubble and not in tune with reality? But deep down, I just knew I was onto something and I really believed in it. And I'm really glad I went and did that crowdfunding Kickstarter campaign, because had I not done that, I'm not sure if GoldieBlox ever would have gotten off the ground, because I would have just been trying to sell it into an industry that was like mired in the past and didn't get it and didn't see the potential. But when I went on Kickstarter and our campaign just like, I mean, it went viral practically overnight. It was amazing. It felt so good to know that deep down something that you really believe in and know should be changed in the world, you know, you now have like thousands of people backing you and believing in you and saying, yes, like, let's do this. Like, yes, I want this too. Like, yes, of course.
What things went wrong with GoldieBlox?
Oh my gosh. So many things went wrong. I would say the first big, huge thing that went wrong was, we had so many people ordering our toys. We went viral when we first launched. All of a sudden, before we knew it, we went from like 5,000 orders to like 40,000 orders. And everybody was expecting this stuff by, a few months later. And we were like so in over our heads. And so we started racing, trying to get this stuff made as quickly as possible. I was flying back and forth to China. Most of the toys actually, amazingly, looking back, shipped pretty well. But in some of our toys, we had some issues with our blocks. The holes in our blocks were just like a teeny bit too big. And I wouldn't say it was like a defect, but it was like annoying, and people were complaining about the fit, which was like my worst nightmare. Like, there's nothing worse than like getting a girl actually interested in STEM and she wants to build and she's so excited and then she's frustrated by the experience. It was literally my worst nightmare. And so we actually went ahead and redesigned that block and offered to send it to everyone for free. We replaced over 1 million blocks.
And you wrote an apology or an explanation where Goldie actually, responded to girls showing, here's what went wrong and here's how we fixed it as engineers. I thought that was so authentic and honest. And what was the response? Because, facing that problem initially could have felt like, oh no, is this going to be the end of our company? But how did it turn out with making that decision to face it head on and be honest about what happened and fix the problem?
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, it's one of my proudest moments as a CEO was the decision to do that in the way that we did it, because it was very authentic and we used it as a learning moment. And I just think we did the right thing. And I think it really did build confidence in our customers. They came back, they bought additional products. They, went on Amazon and changed their review from 1 star to 5 stars. I mean, it had a tremendous impact, and it could have been the death of us, because, you only get one chance to make a first impression. And so, and I think it's such a great story to share, because the reality is, anytime you're starting a business or launching a project or, just doing any sort of project, I mean, chances are you're probably not going to knock it out of the park the first time around. You're going to make mistakes, and that's okay. It's not, I think it's how you deal with those mistakes and how you learn from them and fix them and just move on and be transparent and communicative about them. That's really the marker of, how you can ultimately build, be successful.
Why did you decide on the name GoldieBlox?
I was doing all this research into what are the most popular toys for girls. And what I found was that a lot of the most popular toys on the market actually had Disney characters on them. And then, so I started researching Disney characters, and what I noticed was that most of them were based on old fairy tales. I came upon GoldieBlox, and I'm like, GoldieBlox, that's like interesting, and Disney hasn't really used that, and I wonder why. And then I was in the shower, and I came up with GoldieBlox as kind of this play on words. And I was like, that's so great because it kind of sounds like GoldieBlox, which like people have heard of before. So it sounds like kind of a big thing. And it's kind of like, pulling a little bit from Disney's playbook, but it has blocks. So it's like girl and blocks and building. And it just like said so much of what I wanted to say. And so I ran out of the shower with my hair soaking wet and I looked up online to see if I could get the trademark, and it appeared to be available. And I think that day I went in and like bought the URL and started the trademark application process.
Thanks for joining us today. If you liked what you heard, we'd love for you to leave a podcast review.
We hope you'll continue listening to part 2 of our conversation with Debbie, where she explains why she started GoldieBlox, gives advice for those who want to build and create, and we talk about much more.
Thanks for listening. J House out.